Hello and welcome to DarkMouse's Daily Scroll, with me, DarkMouse. Who else? Today I found out on the Scrolls changelog that the reason why we couldn't find the winners of the ESL Opening Cup is because they haven't been, determined yet. Basically, there is still I think it's the semi-finals and the finals left to play, and they'll be getting played this weekend, and they are indeed doing live streams of each of the games, which will be quite interesting to watch. I think those of you guys that are watching that took part in the ESL, you should head on over there and take a look, and you'll probably pick up a few tips and tricks. I know I probably will. In fact, I'll probably pick up the trick of, not losing horribly. But no. So there's that happening this weekend for Scrolls, and even if you didn't take part in the ESL tournament, I would still recommend you go and watch it, because there's nothing like supporting the people playing in the community. A nice supportive community is what we try to build, and what would be nice to have built. I mean, we already have quite the community already in a fair few of the games that we've seen, where a lot of people are just really friendly, which is quite nice. So here you can see me playing with my Decaying Souls deck, and I've got quite the nice hand to begin with, some quite cheap stuff that I can just sack for, and I get a Maya Shambler. I've been getting those relatively, what's the word? I hate when this happens. You know when you forget the word you want to say and then entirely, oh dear. Oh, he was short-lived, but oh well, nonetheless, he was there and he did something useful. He stopped that ragged wolf from attacking my idol. Let's get rid of the Shroud of a Life, because that's not really useful, and put Searing Shackles on it, just to be really cruel. Because, hell, it's amusing. But I seem to be getting the Maya Shambler quite often in my opening hand, which is quite interesting. Considering I think in my Decaying Souls a 1 in 50 chance. I've only got 50 cards in that deck. And there's another Maya Shambler. It's like, yeah, what's up dude, you know the one that you just killed? Well, I got another one now. Ha! It's amazing. So I'm playing against a growth player again. Again, a lot of people seem to be playing growth these days. I mean, you saw a huge shift from growth and all other stuff to mainly decay when decay first came out. Now that's died down a little bit, we seem to have the trend of most players playing majority growth again, which is quite interesting. A good way of getting rid of Searing Shackles is to sacrifice your creature. No need to move it, no need to leave it there. Sacrifice your creature, and it will give you some nice cards there, which is quite interesting. It's nice to see a lot of the growth players being able to do that. It's really annoying because there's nothing really that Decay can do for that. So if we get enchanted, same with energy. So if we get enchanted, we're screwed. Unless we, violently disperse or what's that? It's 4 Decay resources. I can't remember what the name of it is. Blech. But no, this is just a normal quick match, guys. No particularly interesting decks used here just yet. I may at some point in the future use my Gravelock deck on camera, because I have spent a little bit of time streamlining that, and I have recently acquired some new cards courtesy of Miss D, actually. And big shout out to Miss D for letting us record today, which is quite nice. And ow, looks like I'm losing. Oh, I'm not losing the Ilmai Rotator. I have a Pillar of Disease. That's useful. That's very useful. Because the Ilmaya, whilst not being able to kill off the Kinsfolk entirely, will be nice to just have down. And hopefully I can get the Loyal Darkling to do some sacrificing. And that'll boost up the Ilmaya Rotator, and it will... no. I love the Ilmai Rotator, it's quite nice. So Lily, yeah, I've seen a lot of decks that seem to have countermeasures against Decay, almost, well, not quite exclusively, but there are more players incorporating countermeasures into Decay now. So that overpowered balance between Decay and everything else that used to be there is now no longer there. Mainly because of the fact that, people are used to Decay now. They see the cards, they know what's coming for them, and there's not really a lot left to worry about. Most people now know what all the cards themselves do, which is quite nice. And also on the horizon is Judgment. I know I've mentioned this before, but it's just So to enforce that a little bit further, Judgment will be going out, and there are also, I think they're going to be releasing another 40 cards for Scrolls, which is going to be rather interesting. So that's them managing to take out all of my stuff at once. Brilliant. So yeah, so 40 extra cards going out should be interesting to see come out, and this game is not going well for me at all. I mean, I've got Infectious Blight down on a couple of creatures, and that's just for the bear's not going to last for too long. Oh, ow. Because of, oh, you've put your Cursemonger in the other side of the board where I can't reach it. Flip. It can be reached now. Oh, shit. It's also a brilliant way of moving around things with Dryatic power. Oh, he's so dead. Well, it's nice to see that Growth can team up with other resources to have some really nice removal strategies, if not removal cards. But this week is going to be a bit of a slow week for videos, I feel. Again, I'm on my own until tomorrow now. Tomorrow, Thefia will be back, and he should hopefully be a feature back on the Daily Scroll, which will be quite nice. Later on this week, we should have some more Mattis Mortars being hunted, and possibly a few other videos going out as well. And hopefully you'll see my performance as a player pick up at some point during the week. I don't know what it is, just this week I seem to have like a really bad mental block when it comes down to play Scrolls. I'm not entirely sure why. I mean, I think this guy's got, there you go, again, a good way for people to get rid of things like poison and do yourself some good is to be able to play out things like Fertile Soil. Sacrifice your own creatures? Not a problem if they're about to die anyway. Oh well. The best thing actually to do in that case would be a Growth Decay thing, where you can play a Fertile Soil, and you've already got Shroud of Unlife in your creature, which basically means that you'll sacrifice someone that got replaced by an Undead Husk. So it could be sacrificing Sister of the Fox. I think Fertile Soil's 3 resources, and it could be 5. No, I'm not entirely sure actually. Fertile Soil isn't that expensive, really. Get you more cards. I say Sister of the Fox, which is I think 1 growth, and Shroud of Unlife, which is 1 decay. So overall, you might be using up to 6 growth and 1 decay to do it. But you've A, got yourself more cards, B, gotten rid of a nasty enchantment, and still ended up with a creature in the mix. It's quite nice. Now, a lot of kabonked to death. Not bad. And there's a dead Maya Shambler too. This is the danger of facing someone who is Growth and Order. You face a very mobile, very strong force, able to grow very rapidly. There's my bottom idol, dead. Dead in the water. I think Misty said that this was an experimental deck that they were playing with. And I've got to be very honest with you, it's for Growth Order, it is one of the best Growth Order decks I have ever seen. It is incredibly responsive, incredibly mobile, and incredibly powerful. Able to get out a lot of creatures and get rid of them if needs be, as you can see. I mean, they got rid of 3 of their own creatures, but right now that's not a problem to Misty. I mean, hell, there's Paula able to move that memorial straight up and be able to, defend against rows that I'm likely to be on another memorial. Brilliant. Right, so they're going to be rolling up the order quite rapidly at this point. And Sister of the Fox is 2 growth, fair enough. I forgot about that actually. I'm not really up to date on a lot of the resource counts for a lot of the different resource types. It's mainly decay and energy that I play, so those are the ones I tend to keep track on. Which is unfortunate, it is, because it kind of puts me at a disadvantage. It is incredibly amusing at times. Now, I don't know, what do you guys think? When it comes right down to it, I forgot what I was going to say entirely. That's not useful at all. Right, I'll talk about something else and come back to that. Ow. I am in a world of hurt right now. I'm going to be losing quite a bit of my stuff. Stag Hearts. Now, Stag Hearts are really useful. You get all 3 of those out. I think they get bonuses on top of what they normally get for every Stag Heart they have out. Wow. Another flip. Mist really does not like my Cursemonger, and seems to be avoiding killing off my Oblivion Seeker like the plague, which is unfortunate for me, because every time that thing dies it gets me a couple of scrolls, which is nice. And yeah, oh wow, Pillar of Disease is still alive. That Pillar of Disease is the longest standing unit on my side of the field. It's brilliant. Now because I've got basically nothing else to do, we're going to cast Draining Mist just to give myself a bit of a fighting chance still, so I don't lose all my stuff. And then I think we should depower his most powerful creature, which at this point is the 6/6 Kinsfolk Brave. Not even the veteran's that powerful. Oh, no, it's not. Never mind. We're going to make the veteran 1/3 rather than 3/3. That's interesting. Okay. I'm not entirely sure what I was thinking there, but now I have rid of the Sister of the Fox as well. Yay! Interestingly enough, I've not actually seen her Brother of the Wolf in this deck. It's Kabonk. Which is interesting. Oh. Ah, okay. Callback, and then Dead Pillar of Disease. Again, this is a very mobile deck. I am... wow. Just really wow. It's really quite all put together. I don't know about you guys. When I put a deck together, what do you guys focus on? I mean, a lot of people say, oh, you haven't got enough creatures in your deck. And I disagree. I mean, this Decay deck here isn't brilliant for creatures. It's not really creature heavy, but I have like 18, 19 creature scrolls in there, which isn't, always, it's not half of the deck. But there's a lot of Decay-esque removal in there as well, or buffing enchantments, or things like Grizzly Graft, which I enjoy immensely in my Decay decks. It's one of the funnest cards you can play. It's just like, oh look, these creatures are all about to die anyway. I've got an Ilmire Rotator here, and he's quite the powerful creature. Let's just put him down there, surround him with everything else, and we'll just Grizzly Graft him and make him capable of just eating everything, basically. And there is a dead Ragged Wolf. That's nice. I don't actually think... at this point... I'm still screwed at this point, in all fairness. I'll move the Wildling out, and... ooh, this could be interesting, because that Ilmire Rotator is going to end up quite powerful. Well, not quite powerful, he's going to end up 4/3 because the Wildling will attack him. Thing is, if he moves... oh, transposition. Never mind, he's dead regardless. Ridiculous. Again, highly mobile. I've never seen a deck with this much synergy. I can't put together a deck with this much synergy, because unfortunately, when it comes to Magic, I can put a deck together pretty nicely, I like to think. And I'm fairly sure that people play against me will tell me that I do have a lot of synergy in most of my decks. I mean, my black deck has quite a lot of things that will get me extra cards or do damage to my opponent directly, circumventing all their creatures and stuff. And my Sliver deck speaks for itself. They all just work on each other, and every Sliver feeds itself, and every other Sliver on the field. But with Scrolls, for some reason, I'm not entirely sure why. It's probably because with Scrolls, basically all the cards are free. You just got to play the game to be able to afford new ones. And as a result of that, my collector's drive is just taking over. It's like, you must have all the cards in your deck. It's a case of, well, why do I need all the cards in my deck? I mean, putting together my quad colour deck is probably one of the most harrowing experiences I have ever known. It's ridiculous. I mean, I have got to balance off and think about just what I'm doing with how I'm going to get all the different resources, because obviously you don't want to be sacrificing for different types of resource all the time. And in a deck that includes Decay, you really want Decay to be your main driving force, unless you've got things like Unbind in there, because Unbind is the only Decay card that gets you extra Decay. In fact, it's the only card so far that gets you extra Decay. However, those 40 cards that are on the changelog on scrolls.com at the moment, one of them is an energy card that I think gets Decay. Now, bear in mind, those are subject to change. Those are very early beta for those cards, and they could end up being completely different by the time they come out. But I'm really hoping, actually, that Mojang do put in other card resources that get you Decay, or have effects like the Decay cards have, like, let's say Return to Nature. It, does -1 to all of your opponent's creatures, and any creatures that die, you get growth for. I think you get growth for, or if you kill any creatures, you increase your growth by 1. Now, that is very useful, and if they start doing cards like that for the other resource types, so say you got an energy card that if you kill an idol this turn, increase your decay by 1 or something, that might actually be one. I think possibly it might be, but possibly it might not be. I'm in a lot of trouble right now. There is no way I can do anything. Oh, ow. Ow. I think it's the word there. Because now that my Asmowell is not in a good position, it is not useful at all down there. I'm going to give it to Misty. They've put together a very, I'd say a competition level deck, just from looking at it. Because I think if they took this to the ASL 1-on-1 series, or the Opening Cup, or any of those, well, the tournament after the Opening Cup, obviously, at this point. Ow, yeah. Oops. If they took that to any of those tournaments, I think they go really far with it. And I hope they do, actually. It'd be nice to see Misty advancing through tournaments and the 1-on-1 series. Because, well, this deck deserves to, really. It's very well put together, and I am in a very bad position right now. In fact, yeah, that's... Why did I put Lifestealer up there? What was wrong with me? Ow. Well, there's the Bitterroot dead. And I am about to die as well. Jeez. That's, no. What was my original point? Yeah, what do you guys, let us know in the comments or send us an email or something. What do you guys prioritize putting in decks? And I know for energy, you could fill it with creatures. You probably could actually now feasibly fill it with enough creatures to make it viable. I haven't tried that yet, mainly because most of the creatures I like to use in the energy respect of things are the automatons. I love automatons for that. They're amazing. They're usually really robust and have a good amount of attack to them. And obviously the things like automated forgers go hand in hand with the automatons, which I think is quite nice. There is no actual way that I can even think about bringing this game back from the edge. So now we just play damage control and try and stop them from killing 4 idols, basically. Oh dear. Oh my god. Hats off to them though. They've played an amazingly good game, and it was a lot of fun to play, and they were a really good spawn about it as well, and they were really nice to play against. I'll admit, even though I got thrashed horribly after a while, I did do some damage to their idols, and I will take that to my grave in that respect. Oh dear. Yeah, all that flashing stuff is all the stuff about to come off cooldown. Ow. I think is the word for that. Well, they call back something. Interesting. Oh well. So yeah, I mean, my collector's instinct goes wild, basically. And I find it very difficult to stick to a theme. Like, my Automated Titans is the only one that I've managed to stick to a coherent theme and make it work. I'm going to have to really ruthlessly strip down and rethink a lot of my other decks. I think the Gravelock deck, because I've stuck to a creature theme there, is easier to do because there's only 4 different types of Gravelocks, and a Gravehawk, which gets powered up by the number of Gravelocks in the field. That's about it, really. I wonder why they moved the Bitterroot. Oh well. Either way, that's game. And let's go to the store and see what we get. Cool, so that's all we've got time for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, favourite and subscribe if you did. And I'll catch you next time.